Hey everyone! Today we will be diving deeper on overrides in FramerX. By the end of this tutorial, you'll be able to recreate these three interactions using code overrides. With code overrides, we can make our design interactive in ways that extend the abilities of the Framer tools for the canvas. Firstly, we need a code editor installed to write our code. You can download and install VS Code from the links in the description. To create an override, select the frame you want and open the Overrides panel. You can select an override from the examples template or make your own by selecting New File. This creates an app.tsx file containing an example for a scaling override. In the first segment, we import all the necessary elements from the Framer.js library. In the data object, we store all the variables that will change in the overrides this file contains. And in the last part is where we actually describe what the override does. Now that we roughly understand how this works, we can go on and make our own code overrides. We want the first icon to rotate on top, so we're going to clear the data object, add the variable gear icon rotation, set it as animatable, and set the starting value at 0. Delete all the unnecessary data from the return statement, and change the override's name to gear icon. Set the rotation property to return the value of the gear icon rotation variable from our data object. Now describe that you want to override this property in the onTop function by animating its value from 0, our initial value, to 120 degrees. After saving your code, go back to the canvas, select the gear icon, choose the app.tsx file from the code panel, and select the gear icon override. Hit preview and tap the icon to trigger our event. This is working as expected. To animate the next icon's scale property, add a new variable with a value of 1, and create another override by simply copy and pasting the previous one onto a new line. Give it an appropriate name, return the scale property with the value of the add icon scale variable from the data object, and animate it to 1.3, which should scale the icon up a bit. Connect the add icon override to the icon in the canvas and check to see if it works. Usually, you'll need to change the properties of other layers too in a single tap event. When tapping on the droplet icon, we want the color of the tab bar to change. For this, start by adding the background color variable for our tab bar. Find out our current color code from the properties. Copy and paste the override code again and use it as the basis for the next override. Change the override's name, but do not return any property, because we will return it in the tab bar's override later. Just animate the background color to a new darker color in the function. We can choose this new color from the color picker. Create a separate override for the tab bar and return the background property there. This way, when the droplet icon is tapped, it should change the background color variable in our data object, and this change should reflect on the tab bar override. Let's connect the overrides to the proper layers and preview this behavior. The result is what we intended to do. We have scratched the basics here, but we'll find out how to create more advanced interactions in the next tutorials. Let me know if you created an exciting interaction with code overrides in the comments below, and feel free to ask any questions. See you in the next video!